Hello, greetings, and good morning. You're on to Augustine, and I'm here to give us a quick one. Welcome to a new week. And today is the 27th of February 2023. And my broadcast today is going to be as brief as possible. As brief as possible. And today, the title of my broadcast is Come for Today's Mass Adoption Meeting. That's the title. And I'm quickly going to share my screen and then bring an awareness to the community. I believe a good number of us are aware, but if we are not aware, I think we should be aware now. So I'm going to share my screen so that we go into details. And I want to begin, first of all, by talking about the blog. That's what I want to begin with. So I think my screen is being shared now. So generally speaking, this is an update that just came up. We are in a race to free the people, so spread the word. Now, when you watch this video, it's an implication of what central banks' digital currencies are to humanity. It's a digital prison. Now, on your own, you could take time to watch it. Now, this is the main thing I want to talk about. And this is updates on K-Love banking, payments, and what we are going to do about it. A number of people are not paying attention to this information, and I don't know why. Some people come to complain and say it was a bug on the system. Today, the title of my broadcast is Come for Today's Mass Adoption Meeting. The reason why you should come for today's mass adoption meeting is because if you fall out, you can't come back in. And the support team, through the chief member helper, in the person of Brother Mofo Gildas, had led the word out. He has done several videos, several audios, and he has spread it to as many groups as possible. And the information is made clear, plain and clear on this particular blog. But it doesn't look like people are paying attention. Based on his most recent updates, he said people are not listening. People are doing nothing. And he also said he was going to bring out a spreadsheet to that effect. I'm going to share the spreadsheet here. And as much as possible, I will try to explain what the spreadsheet is. And the subscription fee timing has been extended for a period of about 6 days. First, it was 3 days. Second, it was extended again for another 3 days, 6 days. So 6 days is enough for you to remedy whatever harm that has been done. Some are complaining that they were not aware it was a bug and that they had to do the transaction several times. But then the thing is, when you found out that you did the transaction once and it didn't go through, why did you have to keep doing it? Why didn't you just write to the support team telling them that it's not going as expected? So many of us are not, I don't know the right words to make use of. In fact, let me say we are not properly organized, because even if it's the fault of the IT, for goodness sake, there are always bugs, and programming is not an easy thing. I'm not trying to justify the IT team, no. And I'm not also trying to justify the members who were victims of such. I'm only trying to make you understand that we are in an ongoing process. And that ongoing process requires carefulness. It requires a whole lot of diligence, a whole lot of discipline. If you are going to go about things and you found out that it wasn't going once, you had to stop. You just had to stop. Well, I don't think that's the case. So on that note, I'm going to share my screen again so that we can have a look at hold on, let me share the screen, please. Now, this I'm going to share is going to be all those that were victims of this issue. And I believe my screen is now being shared. Now, for you to understand it very clearly, you have to make use of Excel. If you're going to understand it very clearly, you have to make use of Excel. And when you look at this, you see that sponsor name is there. Who is sponsor name? We know it's called Upline. sponsor name. Who is your sponsor? That's your upline. Though this is not a network market. That's why they made use of the word sponsor name. This is a straightforward commission-based business. And we want to change the world, and we're going to do it through this system. So get used to this system. Okay. Now, the other one is sponsor ID, which is the username of the sponsor. Referral name at this point is your downline. Who is your downline? And then this one, referral user ID. This one, previous expiry dates. And then this one, new expiry dates. When you look at this was 14. If you add 6 to 14, I think it's 21. It's around that 7 days, you know, and I don't know, around 6-7 days, if you ask me. And previous expiry date. This is previous expiry date of this person, and then this is new expiry dates. This is quite confusing. I think it's the other way around. I don't know about this one, and I don't know also about this one. I don't know how organized this is. Well, whatever it is, whoever is the victim already knows what's in the person's account, his previous expiry date and his present expiry date. I don't know. It's up to you. My major concern is this. These are the major concerns. And when you look at this, you'll find out that there are a whole lot of people that are victims of this issue. When you scroll down, in fact, let me begin with this. This guy is Abimbola, who is the upline or the sponsor. And then these are his downlines, referral names. These are his downlines. So he appeared 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that means these people, he has to make do, or they will make do of their subscription fee themselves. I don't know exactly how this works. Now, if he was the one that paid for them, then that means they have to take responsibility to pay their account themselves. And possibly he gets a 50% or he gets a 45%. I don't know if they've set up the system so that it can work on a 50% basis or a 45%. Recall the administration said 10% to be given for goodwill. I don't know if the system has set it up that way. But for now, this is the sponsor and these are his downlines, referral names. So he is going to make sure he makes do for these 4 people. Now, this is just one person, and then he was affected by this. Same thing applies to this. Now, this Adeni Latif Ido was affected twice. So I don't know how we're going to go about this. This was someone that was affected twice. This was someone that was affected 4 times. Now, Ahmad Saim was affected a number of times. So this is something that is quite complicated at this point. That's why I'm inviting everyone to come for the mass adoption meeting. Because if you allow your subscription fee to expire, I do not know what the resultant effect is going to be. But if you ask me, the resultant effect means you may fall out from wherever you are into the rotator 2023. That's where you're likely going to fall into. I'm also going to cite some instance about it. Now, if we go down, we found out that so many people were victims. And from what I'm seeing, a good number of them are the Indians that were seriously affected. And I'm seeing a Nigerian, Ayanwu Paul Stanley, that was also badly affected. And I'm seeing some other people, Shama, that were badly affected. I am seeing a whole lot of people. This information is public already. I'm seeing Bidel Mitchell that are already affected. And some of them are complaining and saying that they can't possibly source some money to pay back. That's what a good number of them are saying, that they can't source money to pay back. And this happens to be a friend and a brother, Dickens. And unfortunately, he's also someone that fell into that. I do not know how this is going to be sorted out. I have no idea. But the point I'm driving at is that we should come for the mass adoption meeting and have an opportunity to discuss with the administration so that the right way to get this sorted out can be done. Because if you choose to be lackadaisical about it, now look at this man, Sadiq, right? Siddiq. He had several people that he made payments for. I don't know how an individual will keep doing this again and again, and it kept giving feedback that was not positive and kept doing it. I don't know why we're allowing ourselves to fall into this kind of situation. To me, it's bad. There are a whole lot of people, and the support team may be left with no other option. But I think the administration is going to answer all the concerns. Another person, Manga Timothy, and they were also, I don't know, MD Amino Islam. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I feel so bad that we were not taking our time to look at this. Nasir Uddin, we are not taking our time to look at this. Well, those of us who don't have these information, please source it out, get it. This is a very serious matter. Nagis Fatima, this is a very serious matter because if you choose not to act and you just allow yourself fall out, then that means you may not come back in because the opportunity has been, it has happened and it has happened. Now, this is also a brother and a friend, Paulinus, who also is affected about 3 times. Well, please let's come for today's mass adoption meeting and get this sorted out. Because if it's not sorted out, we can't move forward in this community. I think I'll stop here. I can't continue to go. This is Salah Ahmed Mia. Yeah, Salah Ahmed is the ambassador for Bangladesh, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I do not think he did it on purpose. I have no idea. But the point I'm driving at is when it started giving an issue, of course you must have made your payment and it did not reflect. Why didn't you leave it at that point and then wrote to the support? It's because we don't see this as our own thing. We see it as someone else's thing. If you are in your house, you wouldn't let someone else to spoil your house. You are going to protect your house. And I think the system will protect her own. And I would advise that everyone comes in so that you would give reasonable points and evidence why whatever thing you did it. Possibly there may be a way to sort it out. If you choose to stay aloof and you ignore it and the hammer falls, I can tell you if you're on the core team, you'll be removed. If you're on the backup team, you'll be removed. If you're on the rotator team, you'll be sent to the rotator 2023. And that's not all the punishments that will be done. You must repay everything. In this system, we are looking for money to keep ourselves running. And if you choose to behave in an unreasonable manner, well, I don't know what the consequences will be. Now, remember that I'm saying I am not justifying either side. That's why you have to come to the meeting and hear from the horse's mouth, which is the administration. He's in a better position to give feedback on what is. I would say the support didn't do a good job they didn't program it properly, and that was why it resulted to this. However, when you saw that there was an error, you should have done the right thing. So I'm not justifying either of them. So let me stop at this point, and then finally I'll go to the last place, and then after that I'll call this meeting to a close. If you have your questions, please keep your questions by the side. We'll be looking at it shortly. So the last place I'll be going into is on this, not the contest, the core team. And I don't know how many of us are taking time to study this community. This is a school. It's a school that would evolve you into becoming a billionaire or a millionaire. You will either fall into billionaire level or millionaire level. You must fall into either of them. Now, when I'm talking about the billionaires, they are administrative cadre billionaires. And as at this point, it's the opportunity for you to come in. And remember, to whom more is given, more is expected. Let me quickly read this. This is a quick modification that was made. So let me read it so that we are aware. For each team, core team, backup team, plus both rotator and rotator 2023, you will receive the team rewards on the first day of each month for whichever team you are currently on at that time, and remain on this team as long as your KCBO does not expire. So there is no grace period for expiration. If you were on the core team and then expire, when you rejoin the teams, you'll be on the team that has opening. So at this point, until March, the team that will be open is the Rotator 2023. And by the end of March, it goes to the billionaire level, irrespective of how many people has joined the team. So I want us to take note of this. The administration is not joking, he's very serious about it. There will be more stringent laws, rules, and regulations that will come in very soon. If you are coming in to become a billionaire, responsibility is the primary thing that comes. Many of us are not responsible. We are not taking our time. If you are able to see this thing as a life opportunity or an opportunity to save humanity, listen, we're in a war. Whether you believe it or not, we're in a war. And the souls of humanity are at risk. These people are working around the clock to bring in automation and to bring in robotics and to bring in artificial intelligence and to automate everything. This is the, I think is it fifth industrial era, right? Where everything will go digital. And now they are saying operation own nothing and be happy. How does it look like that? That thing belonging to you, your house, your car, even your own children will not be your own property. Does it sound crazy? Yeah, it does at this point, but give it some time. That's why this community is existing. I can tell you without mixing words that we are existing to save humanity, because humanity will be faced with a choice. Well, I've been saying this and it looks like I'm a babbler, but let it be that I said it and I said it clearly. All right, so this is what I was trying to point out. Core team, backup team, rotator team. Now, this is the last team for this month, for this year. If you fall off from this team, you will fall into this team, and this team will only remain valid until March. And after which, however we've been able to gather, I don't know how many we've been able to gather, but whatever we've been able to gather between now and March, it remains like that, at least for the meantime. The admin has a collective intention that the core team, backup team, and rotator team will comprise of 111,111. I don't know how he'll go about it. That's not my business. He is the administration, and it's his own part of the business. I have my own part. I have my own bargain. I do my part. He does his part. His part is to organize the system to become a formidable force for the elites, and the elites will get confused by the time they realize that something like ours is existing. We are not saying that we won't be under attack. There will be a time they will attack us, because when they find out that they try to unstable us and it doesn't work, they would begin to attack us. Cyber attacks will come in different ways. Media wars will come in various ways. So those of us who will listen and are listening, prepare yourself, because at some point you will begin to contemplate, is it worth it? I can tell you, yes, it's worth it. Do not be afraid. Nothing will happen to you. But I want you to understand that if you do not face this game, if you do not face this war and win, then humanity is done. Now, permit me to digress. Okay, we just finished the election of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as at this point, there are a whole lot of, a whole lot of challenges, a whole lot of concerns. Why? Because things were not done the right way. I can tell you without mixing words that there were some people that had already been predestined by the powers that be as those who will take over power. We all know how it went. Those who were the choice of the majority didn't go as expected. I'm just making you to understand that the system is rigged and no good thing will come out of an evil system. Some people think that it's going to be the choice and the voice of the people. I can tell you that this system is not a system based on democracy. I'm talking of the system we are currently existing in. It's not a democratic system. Some of you think that it is who you vote that will come into power. No. As long as it is not done in an automated manner where the control will not be in the hands of anybody, I can tell you that they will continue to do what they are doing. And as long as they keep doing what they are doing, well, we keep getting the same results. So the only alternative you have is to join us and build a system that will not be under the control of the elites. And if you think what I'm saying is not correct, then continue with your system. Your system is building and taxes will continue to appreciate over time. They are trying to clamp down on exchanges. They are trying to clamp down on cryptos to set up their central bank's digital currency, and then there will be no escape route. They begin to skyrocket taxation from every corner. Their plans are written in black and white, but if you're paying attention, you will see The only opportunity of a lifetime you have is to put all of your mind and your resources into this system to make a difference. If you choose to join us, good. If you choose not to, good. I am also saying that not everything is going as perfectly planned. I know, but I understand the mind of this system. It is not system that is here to usurp. It is to give you the freedom you are looking for. I hope you make a good choice. Well, I want to stop at this point. So, if there are questions you have to ask, you can ask your questions. This is my beloved brother, Brother Matthias. And thanks for your wonderful updates. You're welcome. But the problem came from the administration of SBC. Mukisa, I don't understand what you mean by the problem came. The problem didn't come from the administration. The administration said, I am not a programmer. I give responsibility to the programmer. I pay attention to only the IT. Sorry, the head of IT. He doesn't deal with the programmers. He's the head of the IT. So it's not from the administration. And the administration is managing all the resources he can to make sure that everything is done as it should be done. So I do not know, and I do not think it's from the administration. And good morning, Mr. Augustine. Good morning, beloved. So many people were stuck and they didn't know what they're supposed to do in particular, in particular time, and administration of TBC was quiet. Now I keep saying it, that you have to understand that this is an evolving system. What we are doing is an organized system versus a disorganized system. Where you are is a disorganized system. Where you are is survival of the fittest. Where you are is man, no man. Where you are is about who you know. That is what this present system is. In our system, it is based on merits. Okay? Now, I dare to say that if you were supposed to do your match and you did it once and it didn't go through, quickly write support and let them know that something was wrong. How many people did that? I tell you that the bulk of the people did not. Well, it worked for some people. My downline made a payment and it went through. Yes, my downline made a payment and it went through. I got the bounty on it, but it was just one. It wasn't two. Of course, it was more than, if it was more than one, I would have raised an alarm. This is my system, okay? It is our system. It is not anybody's system. It doesn't belong to one. It doesn't even belong to the admin. It belongs to all of us. And the administration is the originator of the system. So we are correct to call him admin. Of course, you know what admin means. It is the initiator, the creator of this system. That's what he is. But ultimately, he's one person, and he's not the one that will rule the system when the time comes. It's you and I who happen to be on the core team, backup team, rotator team. That's who we are. So do not say it was the administration's fault. No, I'm not in agreement with that. I can say it's not his fault. It's because we were not doing what we're supposed to do. So that's why you should come for today's mass adoption meeting and air all of your grievances. If you do not do so, and then at the end the hammer falls, it's your choice. That was the choice you made. All right, and I'm seeing this face for the very first time. Good morning, members. Greetings, Finoa. I think that's the name. Yeah, subscribe. Thank you. And Brother Kintu Ivan, greetings to you, brother. It's a pleasure having you. So, why is that our expiration date was changed? I believe I've passed on the information why the expiration date was changed, so that the programmers will give enough time. You have until the end of this month. If at the end of this month you have not updated your payments, then whatever thing that happens, that was the choice you made. And I said the administration will repeat it again. In fact, the administration will say it in the best possible words. I'm just a member in the community, okay? And I'm not in a position to explain it. The administration interacts more with the IT. And the IT I'm referring to is the head of the IT, because he's the administration. And they are the ones to do the programming and all that. Like I did say, and I keep reiterating, I do not side either of them. Both parties did something not perfectly well. But that's why you have to be very careful when dealing with these things, because there hasn't been anything like us before. We are the first of our kind. So that's why the expiration date was extended, so that those who were faulty can pay up, you know. So let's see how it goes. Now, another update. True, there was a hiccup, but people abused it. Me, to paid my account. Well, only that my account was not updated. I didn't get it well, but I think I got it. He's trying to say that people abused the system. People abused the system. Let's just admit it. You know, we human beings are wonderful in our way. We don't accept when we are wrong. And that's not a good attitude that you have to play out in this community, because this community wants to literally create love and respect for each other in humanity. We want to create heaven on earth. And when you want to bring heaven on earth, you should understand that blame games are not allowed in this community. Irrespective of whoever brought the problem up, blame games are not allowed. So people made the mistake, and I've already showed the Excel sheet. Some people paid up to 20 times, some even 40 times, some 50, some much more than that. If you did it the first time, it didn't go, and you did it the second time, I think the best thing you have to do is stop, write to the support. But how many of us did that? Well, we blame the support team and we say it was a bug. I'm not in agreement with that. Some people's accounts that were not updated, hopefully it should be updated today or tomorrow. You know, I know it will be updated as long as there were no skeletons in your cupboard that you are hiding. That's why you should come for today's mass adoption meeting. Let everybody know. Let everybody know that this is what happened. Admin will make that known. Admin will explain everything, and admin would explain or will tell us what to do about it. And if you choose to stay aloof and anything happens and you fall off, do not come up as a troll. If you come up as a troll, then you have the Privy Council to contend with. I happen to be a member in the Privy Council, so do not allow yourself to fall into this path, because we are not going to take it lightly with you. And that's why I'm coming out here to give out this broadcast, so that no one will say I was not aware. Okay? All right. If there is any other information you have for me, if you have any question within the next few seconds, do so to ask so that I can answer. But if you do not have, then we'll be bringing this meeting to a close within the next 30 seconds or so. So let me hold on. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone is making any statements. So see you guys in today's mass adoption meeting. Same time, 4 p.m. West African time. Cheers and God bless you. Bye for now.